During the late 19th century, Cubans were struggling for independence from the Spanish Empire. Because Cuba overwhelmingly depended on sugar exports to the U.S., the Cuban economy was practically ruined by the Panic of 1893. This led to increased feelings of frustration among Cubans and intensified the revolt. Due to their desire to spread their influence throughout the Caribbean by weakening Spain, Americans sided with the Cuban rebels.
Man, fuck this. What the fuck, man? I don't want any part of your stupid empire anymore.
Round 1, fight!
Many American journalists, such as Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst, exaggerated Spanish atrocities during the Cuban Revolt. This practice was known as yellow journalism, which obscured the true events of the Cuban Revolt and led to anti-Spanish sentiments in the U.S.
Enrique Dupuy de Lome, the Spanish ambassador to the United States, wrote a letter mocking President McKinley. The letter was intercepted and published in many U.S. newspapers, furthering the public's support for the war.
In February 1898, the USS Maine sailed into Havana Harbor in Cuba, where it reportedly hit a mine. The explosion killed 260 men, sinking the USS Maine. Although the exact cause of the explosion was never determined, due to the fierce support most Americans had for Cuban independence, the explosion was blamed on the Spanish, and a battle cry for war was created. Remember the Maine.
Oh, McKinley and those stupid Americans! Oh! Take this, you dumb Americans! Oh, we're under attack! Die, Americans in the USS Maine! Whoa! Whoa!
The war effort was provoked by yellow journalism, which drew out the isolated incident, making Americans feel that Spain was an aggressor. Despite McKinley's efforts to reduce tensions between the American people and Spain, the influence of yellow journalism and Assistant Secretary to the Navy, Theodore Roosevelt, overpowered McKinley, forcing the Americans to declare war on Spain on April 25th.
Even though most of the causes of the war took place in or regarded Cuba, the first official battle was fought in Manila Bay in the Philippines. The war was very one-sided, with the American Navy easily destroying the underdeveloped Spanish fleet. Although there was some resistance from Spanish infantry, the U.S. quickly forced the Spanish to surrender in the Treaty of Paris 1898, where the U.S. gained temporary control over Cuba and Spain ceded ownership of the Philippines, Guam, and Puerto Rico to the U.S., expanding its influence around the globe.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Putting the USS Maine in the water so it can go to Cuba. Oh, the shovel sank. The shovel. The ball. Caesar, your bandana. Your bandana. I'll get it later. The boat. Caesar, the boat. The boat. Get the boat. Get the boat. It's closer to you. If you get the boat, you can get everything else. Are you filming me still?
Yeah.
We can like start narrating this. Due to the fierce support most Americans had for Cuban independence, the explosion was blamed on the Spanish, and a battle cry for war was created. Remember the Maine. The war effort was provoked by yellow journalism, which threw out